So, hello, everybody, and welcome to Terra Sentia!
Is this DMing by Kermit today?
Yeah, it is. Hi-ho, Terra Sentia here. So, welcome.
Yeah,
we're glad to be back. We've got a lot of things to share. A lot of things have happened over the last week. It's been a good week. At least for me. I don't want to speak for everybody, but we have a special guest in-house. He's mostly going to be off camera, but maybe if he peeks his head in now, this is our producer, Rowan. Rowan Spires Floyd. That's Rowan. He's joining us today because we're testing out a stream deck. Oh, yeah. And if people who are on Twitch do a lot of streaming, I bet they probably know what that is. So, we're just
My brain instantly went to Magic. What kind of deck is that? And then, oh, no, we're talking about like an actual, okay.
So we've got good news and bad news. I'm going to share the bad news first. We fired Fisher.
No.
Yeah, he's out.
That's okay.
But the good news is that we rehired him as a player.
Yay.
I know. So
now Swirly is a virtue.
Yeah.
So Fisher.
Now you guys don't have to not hear his jokes through a wall.
Fisher,
Actually,
I know.
Can we still make him play from the wall? Can we just get a little hole? You can be like Zombie.
Like,
pop
just
the door
like
open when
me
he
going
needs to play.
time out.
Shh. Fisher,
Roll the
die. Okay, you're done.
He's got to sit in the corner and wear the surly hat.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
When he's gone too far.
Oh, we could definitely make him a surly hat. Yeah.
Yes.
Or we could just give him the rainbow crown. That could be the surly hat.
Ooh.
So surly.
So couple of things. First off, I want to talk about we were part, and by we, I mean kind of Critical Misfits at large, but it was myself and Matt Dalrymple, our technician and editor. We went over on the Infinity Break side of things and kind of guest starred in their game, and that was really fun. And it was just a great time. Ben, Andrew, Johnny, all those folks, thank you so much for inviting us. It was a pleasure. Me and Matt had a great time playing the Gnome Surfer Bros.
Yeah. How did that go over?
It was like so amazing. So we just fucking went for it. It was a really fun time. We had a good time. Andrew Ickel was the DM. He ran us through kind of like a haunted mansion scenario, and they kind of followed the day in the life over the course of I think 100 years of one Furbolg character. And Johnny Ronaldo was the one playing that Furbolg character. So that was kind of like the theme of their 12-hour RPG extravaganza.
That's fucking cool.
It's cool, yeah. It was a really, really great time. We had a great time with it. Johnny Ronaldo was the Furbolg. I can't remember what his name was. Scott Hirschberger was another player in there. It was just a good time. So thank you guys for inviting us. Sometime in the future, it's undetermined right now, we'll have one of those folks on the show as a guest star. It'd be great.
Cool shit.
Yeah. Second thing, and this is kind of fun. We'll do a little bit more of an official announcement, but on Instagram we had a giveaway for this sweet 3D printed dice rack. And I hope that I'm showing that in a way where you guys can see a lot of the dimension. But
we've got a loaded
dice rack.
Loaded dice rack.
And so Rusty Styrofoam on Instagram, you won the dice rack. So thank you.
I never read that person's name like that. I never realized it was Rusty Styrofoam until you just said it out loud. I've liked their posts. I've commented on. I don't know.
So you know what? Only 10 minutes ago did my brain click just like that. I for days I was like, Rusty Styrofoam.
I know, right?
Good fantasy name.
Yeah, I know. That's my own name now. So Rusty Styrofoam, you won this, and we will.
Accurate.
Yeah, we'll get your address soon. We'll ship this to you. It's just a really great dice rack. I use it now on every Saturday.
Personally.
Right.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. Shannon's giving you the crazy eyes.
No offense, Rusty Styrofoam, but no.
And I got to share with you my good deed for yesterday, which I was really excited about. So your store manager, Wendy Mullen, so her husband Ryan Mullen, who's a fan of the show, posted on Facebook this picture of their sweet little boy Gus, and he was kind of
Also a good gnome name.
a good gnome name. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he was
Gus
sort of
is
like
gnome-sized.
he was like running like a little like mini scenario, I think, of D&D like all by himself, just kind of playing pretend, you know.
Yeah.
And then Ryan's like, I got to get this kid a dice set. He's ready for his dice set, and I'm like, I've got an ass ton of dice. I would be glad to donate a set to him. He's like, really? And then I biked across the slab town, dropped him off. I left him on Wendy's her keyboard because she was in a meeting or something. So
You also pooped and did not leave feces on the wall.
I also pooped and did not leave.
Is that the level we set the
Did we
bar at?
actually need
At
to?
Slabtown, yes, unfortunately.
Hi,
Yeah.
I'm a clean pooper.
Yeah,
PSA.
that's what I just said.
Can we get that on a T-shirt?
Critical Missfits.
Hi, I'm a
cleanest pooper
clean
ever.
pooper.
Did you know the so Wendy explained to me
Keeping it classy,
Gus's
guys. I love
game,
that.
like his game that he was running?
What is the game that he's running?
So he takes her character
Money
sheet
laundering.
and
The most dangerous of games. Oh wait, no, it's human hunting. Never mind. Continue.
Don't spit
So
take
Gus-
on this.
Okay, I'm good.
and Gus is like 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gus takes his character sheet and his mom's character sheet, and then he rolls the die, and he goes 5, and then he takes his character sheet and hits his mom's character sheet 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then he's like, "Now you go." It's great.
That's awesome.
That is
Yeah.
pretty great.
Slightly horrifying, but I really do mean only slightly.
Yeah.
It's just weird, but it's
Imagine
great.
when that
Hilarious.
kid crits.
Yeah, right?
Oh, so I was playing with Ryan in a game that he runs once a month on Mondays.
Oh yeah, you told me about
Yeah. So I finally joined Cathera. It's super awesome. Thank you, Ryan.
Is that where you're playing the sorcerer?
Yes.
You're stepping out on us?
I love that. That's how you take
We have
that.
talked about this.
Well, I know we
Connor
talked
is
about
free
it, but I didn't know
to
you were
play
pulled the trigger.
tabletop games.
Shanna has a shank underneath the table for those of you who cannot see that. It's
Yeah,
it's
guys,
old.
you guys were poly D&Ds.
You can role play with whoever you want to role play with.
So it was Gus's bedtime, and Ryan was like, "Do you want to roll one die for us?" And it was an attack roll, and Gus was like, "Yeah, sure." And it totally failed, but it was so like Gus just like lit up, and it was like, "Yes!" And we're like, "Yes!" So
Adorable.
yeah,
It's important to learn at a very early age to get excited for failure
yeah.
because it's gonna happen.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
In Fate, that's the only way you level.
It was really funny. I think
Yeah,
his name is Jeff that I was sitting next to. I'm really bad with names. I'll get everyone's name down soon. He was like, "Oh, you can borrow my dice if you want." I was like, "Oh no, it's not the dice. It's me. I'm cursed." Because I was doing my usual rolling really, really low.
You and Matt Dalrymple are a lot alike in that regard.
Cards.
Yeah, I know.
Statistically speaking.
I know. We were playing Gloomhaven last night, and Matt was
Love you,
just
Matt.
drawing like the worst. Now, granted, we were in a scenario in which we had 4 curse cards put in our deck and then randomly shuffled.
Yeah.
Someone cursed his great great grandfather.
It's a thing. I mean, I
He's got
would
shit luck.
honestly say, Connor, that he is
If you're watching this,
he is
Matt, we
worse
love
than you,
Yeah.
probably by far.
Oh no, I mean I played with him on Saturday. Like
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen.
Unbelievable.
Great as
Un-
GM.
Yeah, and then he GMs and he.
Crit, crit, crit,
I've
crit.
never
Yeah,
seen
right?
so many 20s.
Crit.
But also when he was GMing, how many times did I crit?
I don't remember actually.
Did you
It
guys
was-
like cancel each other out?
I think I critted 3 times.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty good.
I do remember
But
that.
on bosses with like having a
just
sword that
cough
was
into the microphone.
specifically made and like got to cut people in half.
Maybe like my curse isn't like jiving with your curse, and so our curses are just sort of like not cursing well together.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
I can't have
Is
this
there
one.
a cursed
Here.
concoction?
I always get that
There
one.
could be.
God damn it.
God, can I always have this one.
I just said I always have that one. How can you
So,
always have it?
Apparently we always have that one.
Maybe it'll be better when there's a 5th person.
Yeah.
Last but not least, before we get into the swing of the game,
Okay, cool.
I would like to formally announce on the stream that our revamp of our Patreon tiers is up and running. We're really excited about it. Please go check them out. I think now, like you could still donate to us $1 a month, but $2 a month is now the bottom rung tier, but that also nets you like some pretty cool stuff.
So we're the vegan strip club of
vegan
D&D
strip club.
podcast.
I had to put that in the $2 tier.
Yeah.
I had to put it in.
Actually.
No, it's not. That's
it's not in there?
No, it's not in there. But the
think
$2
they
tier,
should
you
pay
do
us.
get a couple of really sweet Critical Misfits and Terra Sentia stickers. So
Get
Do
that gear.
I have to personally up from $1 to $2? Or is it automatic?
you do need to up it from $1 to $2, and if you want to keep it at $1, you're totally good.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Does
But I
that
want a
mean I'm the only player not actually donating to our Patreon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But
But that is not group pressure.
But Shanna and
that
and
kinda
if
felt
this
like group
makes
pressure.
anybody jealous over there,
Want that
that's
inspiration.
fine. I'm sure you're super jealous because our podcast is like super popular and everybody loves it.
We're not.
But you're getting a fucking sticker. Don't worry about how much everybody's getting a sticker.
Yay,
Like,
stickers.
Yeah, like
Woo.
that is like the
Sometimes
very
free
swag.
absolute least
Swag.
I can do.
Swag, yeah.
I promise you,
Put
the
it
stickers
somewhere.
are like way cheaper than the pizza I bought tonight. So
I'm gonna
Eyeball?
put them
Yeah.
on all the toilets in the women's room at New Seasons. Well, actually, I'm a floater, so I'm gonna get into all the restrooms.
Not where the dirty poopers go,
And
please.
nobody will know that it was me.
the fact
Except
that
Wendy.
your boss literally watches this, we just
Yeah.
talking about.
Oh.
No, when I think it's only Ryan though.
Kidding.
Okay, Ryan, don't tell Wendy.
We got to do the double wink.
looks like
I blink.
looks like Fisher's on the stream on the chat. It's great.
Oh, not
Fisher.
tonight. I was like, Fisher, aren't you graduating?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting it's next week.
He's still going to be
next
streaming
week.
us from the graduation, guys.
He might.
I wouldn't be
He might be.
surprised.
Sounds like him.
Get on it, Fisher.
Fisher, do you want to type out some spoilers for everybody on the chat room if you want. If not, if you want to keep it total surprise, it's fine. So
You told him he was joining. Did he cry?
what?
When you told him he was joining, did he cry?
No.
Damn it.
Why do you want Fisher to cry?
Like,
Tears of
toys
joy.
Yeah, thank you.
We want
I was
him to
gonna
be
say
so
toys of
happy.
joy.
Because it's a learning opportunity.
Let's-
Okay. Does anyone want to share anything in their life right now before we get going? Because
I put in my month's notice
Yeah.
at my job.
yeah,
Woo.
Yay.
high five.
And I feel good about it, and I haven't freaked out yet. And I'm quitting on the 4th of July. 4th of July is my last shift.
Day?
Yep.
You're gonna work it?
That's
poetic.
Shit.
Well, double time.
Yeah, might as well.
Oh yeah.
Like, I was like, if
That's
I
the last
can
hurrah.
work an early shift, I will work 4th of July. If not, I will quit on the 1st. And then they were like, we'll give you an early shift. I was like, sweet.
Please don't leave that early.
Yeah.
I want the things that I want.
I want the things that I want, and I want them this way. Yeah, because I've worked every 4th of July during fireworks time
Yeah.
that I've worked at New Seasons. And it's like, I really like fireworks.
I like fireworks, but I've only been to the Portland fireworks. I haven't been to the Portland fireworks in 17 years.
Ooh, it's been a while for me.
Yeah.
Actually, almost that same amount of time. Weirdly enough.
Yeah.
Dating it back to like a relationship I had in high school. We went, it was pretty, and never went back.
Yeah.
I'm planning on filling my pockets with glitter and walking into ops and going, I
Biodegradable.
quit.
Eco glitter.
Yeah,
Eco glitter.
of course.
Well, that doesn't matter what it is. It's not going to come out of the carpet anytime soon.
This is true.
I just want them to
It'll just
remember
be
me.
composted in the carpet, right?
Yeah. Oh man, that means it's almost been 20 years that I've lived in Portland.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
2000, I moved here. So,
I moved August 99.
Yep. Oh man. Yeah. No, you're
91?
yeah, you're coming up on 20.
07?
Wow, that's awesome. I love this town. It's changed a lot,
15.
and
Does it
some
have
some for the better, some for the worse. But ultimately, I still love this town.
Yeah.
I
I
moved here in 2000.
do not foresee myself moving anytime
6.
soon.
Weird.
Okay. Previously on Terra Sentia, the PCs, you guys, that's you.
Oh,
Uh-huh. You're in the Moonjaw village right now.
Yep.
As
What's left of it.
it has been that's a good point. It has been decimated by an onslaught of putrid and otherworldly creatures.
cool.
Goo zombies.
The remaining Moonjaws, led by Faye, the tribal champion, retreated into a protective circle created by surviving Moonjaw druids. Faye holds Sparky hostage, and basically with Sparky's eyes gouged out and crucified up on a tree.
It's fine. It's fine.
This whole situation has ignited much thought, having Time and everyone else kind of engaged in a fair amount of dialogue, figuring out a connection between Sparky, Burgess, and the entity in original July inhabiting the halfling known as Buckley. And Buckley,
fucking Buckley,
you came to the conclusion that Buckley is most likely now inhabiting Burgess's body. And that means, because Burgess is a vampire and she's undead, that means that Buckley is free to leave the Kashar whenever he wants.
So we just have to be undead to leave the Kashar, right? Is this what I hear from this?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, Buckley also wanted to be a lich, so...
I mean, I can leave, but
Win-win? Yeah,
just saying.
Yeah.
So,
I thought you were trying to get us out.
I am trying to get you out.
I know.
But also, maybe I want you to stay with me forever.
I thought we were friends.
Exactly.
so I'd like you. I'm going to go around the table.
Stockholm syndrome.
I'm going to go around the table, starting with Connor, and I'd like for you to paint me a picture of where you are in relation. So I have a little bit of a miniature board, and I know our viewers can't see this. We're working on that, but
Looks great.
So this is pretty self-explanatory. The blue line is a river, and the pink circle is the sort of protective circle that the druids, drew out. And I would say that this circle in total is about 50-foot radius,
Surrounded by goo zombies.
surrounded on just about all sides by those sort of dripping masses of flesh that don't necessarily have, they basically have like jello for legs rather than legs themselves. And they vaguely look like a melted candle version of some of the orcs that used to live in this.
Like Ripley's
Tribe.
Believe It or Not
Yes.
with the AC.
Ooh,
Totally.
Oh, damn.
I was
what?
going to say
With the AC down.
blobtars.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to find a Centaur Connect. Blobtars, I like that.
Blobtar?
Orc Blobtars.
Orc blobtar.
Now, in the
Yuck.
circle, there's a couple of things. They've kind of centered this around one fairly large tree. It's the biggest in the circle, which is the big kind of tree mini. The mini that's up on top of the base is Sparky, who is tied up at the tree. They haven't been like hammered to the tree or anything like that. They're just basically like
Lashed to
traditional
the tree?
crucified lashed to the tree. But
traditional.
her eyes have been gouged out. And just due to what you know about Faye, the tribal champion, most likely her.
Pecking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she let her opponent starve to get her place, so...
Well, I
That's
don't
some real
know.
Odin
I'm guessing
going
that she
on, yeah.
gouged her eyes out because a lot of spellcasters can't cast spells if they can't see.
I was
So-
figuring that's why, but...
Also, great torture. That's saying.
Yeah.
It's layers.
There's
Yeah.
layers in it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a blindfold.
Convenient. Right? You're
Right.
like, it's not the first go-to. But like,
Yeah, but
let's step
also...
my game up.
But also, like, how many orcs died? You know?
Yeah, and Faye is trying to teach us a lesson. We brought...
Mm-hmm.
The Sparky.
Yeah.
The Kashar brought the Sparky. Thank you.
True.
My silliest.
So,
So you want to know where we
well,
is?
hold on. Let me finish real quick.
Where we
So the miniature that's right below Sparky's miniature is Faye.
Okay.
All of the other miniatures are basically single orcs. There's a couple of distinctive ones. The
No married
small
orcs.
blue minis look to be druids that are actively like keeping the protective circle functioning. And the red ones, the ones that almost look like a little spear, the red spears, look to be warrior types. All the orcs know how to fight, but they seem to be far more capable than your average, orc standing in the circle.
Mhm.
So I just wanted to kind of lay that scene. Ultimately, everywhere you go is difficult terrain. You're on the outskirts of the town proper. So there's a lot of thicket and brambles and downed trees. You're in the wild. So that said, where do you imagine Ferg being right now, and how's he sort of conducting himself?
Town proper, Standing Stones. We were coming from the town proper, right?
You were.
And last time I remember you said we got a little bit separated.
You did get a little separated, but you know, that's really like just, oh God, I am so
No, you guys
sorry.
regrouped when I pulled the blobs away. Ish.
Yeah, because you
Like, you can
kung
all see
fu
each other.
wire worked up in the trees.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, paint it with a narrative. Honestly, I'm not married to the fact that you guys are split up.
Yeah. So yeah, Kath kung fu wire worked up in those trees and got our blob tires to move off in a different direction a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Not very much, but we know that like if they're kind of separated from each other, if we distract them, they will attack each other because they're dumb as blobs.
Yeah, they are dumb as blobs. And also, put your mini where you are.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that there's probably like a tree that Berg is sort of like half behind, peeking out, like trying to figure out how we can get rid of these things, and
Yeah.
looking at Farron for like a little bit of guidance, but also like now feels pretty comfy in the woods thanks to hanging out with Zeph. So
The putrid creatures, they you know, a lot of them have been led away by Keth sort of hopping from tree to tree and sort of making a lot of noise. That said, they are they're the thickest by the protective circle.
yeah.
Because they sense either movement or life or something like that, but they are very much testing out that circle at every given moment.
Do they not just sense Sparky in there? Like,
Let's say again.
are they not just sensing Sparky in there? That's just what I assumed. They were trying to get to them.
I feel like based on what we've seen, they definitely sense motion.
Mm.
So I'm gonna. This is like 50 feet back from the circle, say. So, yeah.
How many feet deep are the blob guys around the circle? Important question.
I would say a good 10 feet.
Deep lobbing.
Yeah. Like to get through them and into the circle would definitely take something.
I think we got something. But
Yeah.
yeah, are any of them in the water that we can see, like in the river?
Some are crossing the river
Okay.
every once in a while.
Damn. Seeing if they're maybe hydrophobic.
I mean, they're like circling around.
Yeah,
so
I'm just saying if maybe like the water was acting as an additional barrier, but
I think I could melt them all away.
that would be fun. Burn it with fire.
Yeah.
But we got to burn it with fire without burning our friends.
we have so much fire. Actually,
Where are the trees?
Everywhere.
So we're just like surrounded by trees?
Yes.
Yeah.
can they?
I am going to say
I
that
don't know.
You haven't seen any one of them climb yet.
In
Can we get getting the whole village into the trees? That's gonna be hard.
is it though?
we create a path, aerial support.
Yeah.
This is just us conferring in the woods together right now, trying to figure out what to do with this situation.
Yeah. So what is Keth doing?
So Keth, he came back down around to talk to Time and tell her everything that he saw, with like what Sparky looked like and what Faye was telling him and everything to try to be like, how do we fix the situation? And then we kind of like figured out that Buckley is probably running around in Burgess somewhere and that we need to do something to help these people. So I'd say Keth is trying to get everybody to like regroup. He has a little bit more movement than most people, so he can kind of go like up into the trees and like go wherever they need him to. So I'd say he went over to Ferg now and is telling him the same thing, and kind of just trying to get everybody to like get in one spot so we can start a game plan.
Okay. And I'll say that it's the spot that exists right now on the map. That's probably the least occupied by these creatures, but they still are just kind of roaming here and there. The nearest one to you at this point is probably about 15 to 20 feet away.
We're being really stealthy and quiet.
I understand that. Yeah, totally. Farron, what is going on with you? What are you doing? How are you conducting yourself?
I'm climbing up into a tree right at the edge.
Okay. So I need you to make an athletics check, and don't forget your gloves of climbing.
Right.
Yeah, gloves of climbing.
So, what did I need to know for gloves of climbing? What did I?
I think it was just a +5, but
Athletic checks while climbing, I believe, or
And swim check.
Let's go
And I
swimming.
believe you can climb at your normal speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, climb good.
I made us good shit.
Damn.
No, you're still fine.
+5 bonus to strength. Yeah,
The strength?
strength checks, which is
Oh, right.
athletics.
Yeah.
Athletics.
But it's -1, so I'm at 5,
You're at 6. Oh, wait. Yeah, 6.
6.
okay. So with Farron actually being a very proficient climber, anyways, and you're kind of using the majority of your dexterity to get up there. That's all well and good, but kind of jumping from like one tree to the next is a little dicey. And when you did that, there was a branch that was not as stable as you thought, and it cracked. And you stumbled for a second. You caught yourself, but now a lot of the creatures in that area, they have reacted to that sound and are sort of slowly but surely congregating in that direction.
So I take the branch that snapped off in my hand, and I kind of toss it over that way to make a noise that way.
Okay. So we'll get to that in a second. What is time up to?
Okay, so we all reconvened, right? And we're now sort of like heading different directions. Was that the thing?
Yeah.
Did we settle on another plan? Get people in the trees? That's what time feels.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down for that.
Time goes up into the trees. I mean, she's definitely like hasn't seen these things climbing yet, so it seems like it's a good spot.
So what I will say is that some of you may or may not have as much confidence as Keth does navigating from tree to tree. It's not as easy as Keth makes it look. So just want to put that out there.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't look graceful.
Ferg only climbs buildings because they know it. From roof to roof. No, not even parkour.
Okay.
Like if I have to cross the street, I will go down and then back up.
So a voice from the circle says, "I see no reason to keep this one alive unless you give me some kind of a reason to. She was the one that made this happen. We lost all these putrid monstrosities around you. That was our people."
Ferg yells out, "We know, but it was actually the gross ancestor of hers inside her. Wasn't her."
You hear Sparky basically saying a few words, like, so Sparky doesn't have the oomph in her voice that Faye does right now. You can see that she said something to Faye, and Faye turns around and doesn't slap her, but basically like grabs her face and gets really close and says something, and then just kind of does one of these, and then turns back around. And
after Ferg yells, Ferg moves another
Keth moves the opposite direction.
10 feet.
okay.
Actually, Keth just moves up a tree.
Okay.
So with this in mind,
I walk up the tree.
like, because Time got a really solid intelligence check last time, right? Like that's where we all kind of like talked about and figured out what happened.
Mhm.
Does Time feel that there is any like via an arcane check or something along those lines, a way to reverse or control the situation with the use of Sparky as that vessel, right? Like Sparky was the like progenitor of this process, and I know like the necromantic energy that was Buckley is gone, but there may be something left over that we could use as part of like with Sparky being alive.
Go ahead and make a roll.
Cool.
In the meantime, you've thrown that branch across the way, causing a lot of the creatures to sort of sloppily meander towards that. But there are still, I would say, at the very least, 3 of them that are now at the base of your tree. And this may or may not answer your question. So fascinating. 2 of them are just sort of like attempting to climb the tree and then just sort of slipping down like a puddle of jello. But
So gross.
but one of them actually gains
Just
a
schleps
little
off.
traction and begins to climb the tree. So, and I would say that it's about 10 feet from you, making sort of sounds like.
Gross. Can I move over to the tree that Farron's in?
To the tree that make a
Baller monk check.
athletics check, please.
Can I do it at advantage because of my shoes, or
Oh, I totally forgot about your shoes. No roll needed.
okay?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna
just-
go over to Farron and essentially, I want to be there to help him move from trees. Like reach a hand across, help him across to a branch.
Okay. Okay.
Basically, give you advantage
Yeah.
and help you move through the trees.
That's super sick. And so so it's almost as if Keth just kind of like comes at you in your direction, and you're kind of like, oh cool, they're totally there to help me. And then they just go right past you, and you're like, but you also notice that they're now staging themselves to like
Cool.
Help
Yeah.
you up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
do you follow them?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So go ahead and make another athletics check, but at advantage this time.
I'll do it.
Better die.
Better die this time.
No, that's still good.
12.
Well, cool. That's what you needed, and you basically get over to the other side. The hand was absolutely necessary,
Mhm.
and
I'm
but
not
but
as
you're now
strong.
away from that undulating pustule of a creature.
I
And-
basically just want to allow Farron to do whatever his plan was. Like I'm trying to help him with his plan.
Well,
Because
what
Keth
was
doesn't
your
have
plan?
one.
And then we're gonna zip
I
on
just-
over to time.
Felt like I should go first. No, I hadn't
What do you-
figured that out yet. I was. I think I'm assessing. So, what does it look like? How is Sparky bound? Like, what I want to do is see if I can just kind of kamikaze, like, fly over to her, grab her, take off again. That's what I want to
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
do.
forgot about that.
Ooh, I will totally help you out and throw a dart at her bonds.
Well, you can certainly try.
I mean, she's our friend, but she's also a kid, and I
What I will say is, I will say that
kind of feel like I should help her.
I will say that there are 3 bonds that
Mhm.
tie her up. There are 1 on each wrist,
Mhm.
and then 1 essentially tying both of her feet together.
But not her feet to the tree.
No, her feet. Oh, good question. Either one of you make a perception check. It's
You
kind
do
of a
that.
distance away, so you actually hard to kind of make out.
Does not
10.
perceive well.
You can't tell if she's tied to the tree or if she's or just her ankles are bound. You're not sure.
Okay. But both of her hands are bound. Same.
Both of her hands are essentially tied like this, and and tied to the tree. Like they almost made like a little bit of a loop knot and threw it up at one of the loose kind of broken branches up on top. And she's
Okay.
Can I just say I totally picture Farron and Keth right now, like up in the branches, and it's like they're like kind of in shadow, so you can like from a distance see just their eyes, and we're just like crouching and like whispering about like what to do about Sparky.
So
I approve.
It's like in a treetop.
I think Farron go for it.
So
what I'm gonna do is emerge from the trees.
Beautiful butterfly.
I think I kind of look at Keth like I'm like, all right,
because you don't talk about it.
this is the
Turn around.
knowing look.
Turn around.
And I like take off the tunic, hand it to you,
I put it in my satchel,
and then I just like take off to the top limb of the tree as quickly as possible, and I take out my dagger and I slice it.
okay, well let's
Things happen first.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I see.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So before we get into that,
You gotta
Bye,
make
guys.
some rolls.
Nice knowing you.
I totally hear you, and I want to go to time real quick. So you rolled a roll.
Rolled a 20 total.
Okay. So
Dirty 20.
to your knowledge,
Dirty 20.
you
Not a natty.
the process may be reversible, but you would have absolutely no clue how to reverse it. This is far and beyond your expertise. It's within your wheelhouse, but it's a very different wheel in terms of like levels of magic. And
It's currently beyond me.
and two, if, for example, you even could get Sparky to reverse this process, wow, now she's got no eyes. You're not even sure if it's even possible. Like you have to see what you're casting, where you're casting it.
magic is so ableist.
Cast by echolocation. That's pretty cool.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So right
There's gotta be
now,
some
you
way
think
around
the answer is no, or maybe I don't know.
Gotcha. I mean, time like shouts out like we may be able to reverse it in time with with Sparky's life.
And
Preserved.
right when you say that, you see Farron basically unfold their wings, take off in that direction. And so you're heading right towards Sparky. And
I'd say that there's even a nice
Oh, no.
what do you call it? The sounds good. Acoustics coming off of this scene. Wet baby bird wings slapping.
Oh.
One hits Keth
Why
in
are
the
they
face
wet?
as you take
Fantastic.
off.
Why-
They just look wet.
Why are they
look
wet?
slick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're not pretty.
okay,
I mean, wings that are slapping each other wouldn't fly
I think
very
we're rolling
well.
initiative.
They do though.
I think we're rolling initiative.
Yeah, you apparently, I mean, I've seen you fly a couple times, and I'm like,
Wait, what are we fighting? I don't want to fight Faye.
It's not what you're fighting. It's potentially what Farron's fighting.
Okay, well, I'd like to be an initiative to help him, I guess.
So all I heard is that you have nothing in your hands but a dagger.
Yep, because my goal, I'm like zoned in on that tree limb.
You're going paratrooper.
I'm going kamikaze style. I'm going fast as possible.
Hopefully not kamikaze style.
Okay.
Don't
You
die on this
gotta
one.
do what you
Would
gotta
you be so
do.
kind as to the
Yes.
initiative board?
So, question: Do they, since they sort of like knew what was going on, do they get like a surprise round?
hey, Ron,
We'll get to that when we get to that.
an eraser. Or the stack of.
We assumed
This is
no one was paying attention to us.
Accurate.
I'm getting a
This
little...
is accurate for my level of current initiative in the what?
I was just saying
it. Okay.
when you get there.
So
Can I have a blue pen?
Can you pass the pen bucket?
no, get the smaller pen bucket, which is over by Rowan.
Can you just toss
How
me a
many
blue
pen
one?
buckets do we have?
It's going to be 5.1
Two.
watch.
There are 2 pen buckets and 1 pencil bucket.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right. Who got a
22. I knew what you were saying.
Who's got a hoo-ha?
The orcs.
We all have hoo-has.
the orcs. The orcs will be at 14.
Or
Said hoo-ha.
That's great.
Are orcs enemies or not?
You don't know.
Not.
They need a neutral color like
Can I
orange.
have a green pen, please?
Well, they're not going to be happy about you letting Sparky go. They were just asking us if they should kill her.
I think it's working.
I had to check for you. That's no problem.
Good vibes. Good vibes.
That was garbage to throw.
You said orcs are 14?
14.
Orcs are 14, and
14
Faye is at a 5.
Ooh.
She's going to be red to you.
How does Faye spell her name?
Fahay.
Faye.
Oh,
gonna go
Faye. Faye.
Faye.
Cool. 1.
You don't have a plus to your initiative?
Tim.
No.
Wow.
I should probably.
Dex is my dumb stat.
That's
It actually-
intelligence and
It
charisma
actually is.
for
It
me.
is my dumb stat.
It's a bold move.
For Dex?
12.
You don't need to flip wizard.
Right.
I got a 12.
It's
yeah.
it's a bold move for a dump stat. Just saying.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But we didn't really have a choice.
11.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot. So this is, I'm just tooting our own horns. We were hardcore and rolled straight down the list.
It was fun.
It is fun, but
then
it
we
is
got-
not fun having 2 bad stats. I'm not going to lie.
To be fair, as a dumb stat, a 10 is not the worst stat I could have potentially had. So
I have an 8 in charisma and a 10 in intelligence.
I have a-
So that's actually 15.
Well, we can bump them up.
No, yours are good. You don't have
went
any
out
negatives.
heavily on it.
That's good.
I don't have any negatives.
Okay, who is first?
Sorry, focus.
Blobby things.
How are they first?
No.
I need to know where the blobby things go.
Got it. They do not go anywhere. They're everywhere, nowhere.
Blobtars.
Blobtars.
So, who is first?
Farron.
All right. So,
Yeah.
you fly.
Let's get this done.
Yeah, you fly over the protective circle, over one of the druids' heads that's actually keeping the circle active. As you can just sort of hear like her sort of drony mystical speech as you go fly overhead. And so you're fast approaching Sparky.
Yeah.
So how are you landing on the tree? Are you doing a flyby?
What I'm doing is I'm zooming at the limb, right where the rope is tied.
And it's tied in 2 places. Remember that. 1.
Okay, so I perch right in the middle of where both of those are tied. Like I do a quick land, and then I go, and then I grab both the ropes together, and I go whack, whack.
Okay.
Holler up.
So here's what
Take off.
Here's what I'm gonna ask. First, I want an acrobatics check.
That's the one you're good at.
Yes. Are my glovies are helpful?
Not for acrobatics, for athletics they are.
Okay. 15.
Okay, so flying in the forest is actually way more difficult than you would imagine, considering your wing spread. And so there were a couple of occasions where you actually had to go sideways, retract, then protract your wings very quickly. The maneuverability was sketchy, and you navigated it perfectly. You get to the tree, and you basically kind of hit the tree with a certain amount of force. It stuns you a little bit, but you just kind of get it, and you basically cut one of the bonds. Then you find yourself actually sort of like losing your balance and falling back. So your wings reflectively kind of grasp onto the tree, regaining your balance.
And I pump. They don't like grab. They don't like grab onto the tree. They kind of
do a wing pump to
I do a
push you
wing
back
pump.
up, right?
Push me back up.
I just know it was your motion
so
and
was
your
it
head
backwards
went. You
wing
did
pump?
like the flamingo dance
Was it
that you
backwards
sent me,
wing
and you
pump?
didn't even mean to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like what birds do when they land.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. And
Why it was so funny.
but
No.
this
No, I do know.
this here ends your round, as you do not have time to free the
so I
second
slash
bond.
one.
You slash one, and your turn is done.
Okay.
Orcs.
Fine.
So okay.
So Farron didn't get a surprise round, is what you're saying?
No. I've got a lot to think about. So in fact, Farron, you're going to get to go again. Actually, and I'm going to say that Farron surprised everybody because that
Even
kind of
me?
That's a good point. No,
He handed me
You're
a
part of the
shirt.
plan.
Good point. You
I'm holding his
good
shirt.
point. So
We had
Kath,
a moment. We had a.
You guys were on the tree.
Yep.
So
You yelled Leroy.
is
Roll it.
Farron still holding one of the ropes that Sparky was attached to?
That's
Yeah, I said I grabbed hold of. I mean, it kind of made it sound like maybe I grabbed one of those ropes. But
And
like,
you cut it, but you're still holding the
I'm
rope?
grabbing a rope at least that's
Yeah.
connected to Sparky before I cut one of the ropes.
Okay.
Like I'd say like wrapped it around my wrist.
Because
really
you
quick.
grabbed it. So Sparky would have kind of like listed to a awkward angle, but you keep them, small little halfling.
Yeah.
Like you're not the strongest person,
But they're
at
teeny.
the same time they're teeny. So you're good to go. So yes, the answer is
All right, then I would like to take one of my not poison darts because I have 3 prepared. In
okay.
case you forgot.
Sure, you grabbed the right one. I'm totally kidding.
I'm positive.
The other ones have cork on it. It's fine.
Keth does not fuck this up.
Natural one.
I know, right? And I'm going to try and aim my
Goodbye,
dart
Sparky.
for the rope that is still attached to Sparky's arm. Because I see that Farron is holding them up, right? So Farron still has the rope. I'm going to aim and try to break the other rope that's still holding Sparky.
yeah.
Completely possible. However, the distance that you're throwing, you're going to be at a disadvantage.
Are you sure?
What's the range on a dart?
I think it's 20 to 60 feet.
So,
Yeah, it's more than
this
20.
is past 20 feet. So yes.
Yeah.
Beyond 60 is impossible.
But between 20 and 60 is the range, right?
No. Between 20 and 60 is the disadvantage range. Basically, up to 20, you're good. From 20 to 60, it's hard, and so that's disadvantage. Beyond 60, you can't even make it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm doing it at disadvantage.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
The range stuff took me a while to figure out.
No, yeah, I've
It's
not
not
really
clear.
used ranged weapons before.
Aw.
I got
Sweet summer child.
a
I
6.
threw my first javelin
Okay.
when we were
So
Is that enough to hit a rope? I don't know.
So the
I remember my first
the dart flies out, and Farron, from your point of view, you reach, you cut this bond, you're holding Sparky up, and then suddenly, like right next to your head,
Kill Sparky.
a dart
I was kind of worried Bill was
sticks
gonna...
into the tree, and you're just like, "Ooh, that was close." My bad.
And you just see Keth be like like trying not to give you away, but like, I'm sorry.
So you only get one attack around. However, I believe you can flurry of blows with darts. Is that not true? It is a monk
It's a
weapon.
monk weapon, so I think I can, and I was actually going to ask you about that.
The answer is yes, if you would like to.
Okay. So I'm going to try again. Okay. I'll use
Okay.
keep
How many darts do you have carried on you, like right now?
I have 15 on me. I tried to go for 20, but you
Okay.
said I couldn't fit more. That's fair, though.
Something that I would
So I
say.
have 14
Yes.
left.
Okay.
I mean, that's 5 on each leg and 5 on your off arm. So
11.
Suppose you have an inspiration.
11 is still not enough. And it gets way farther away from Farron's head at this point, but it's still not enough. And I think you got another one. Those flurry of blows, you get 2 more shots. Yeah.
As a bonus action, yeah.
Right.
Flurry of blows. You can spend... No, you know what? Flurry of blows specifically says unarmed strikes.
Yes, but some of these monk weapons act as if, I'm pretty sure. Is that not true?
It says your monk weapon usually.
Well, I've already committed this round,
okay,
so go ahead and
okay.
make it, and then we'll yeah.
Okay, cool.
It was part of your surprise. So you had multiple darts loaded up. You have an inspiration, do you?
I do have an inspiration. I'm gonna use my
Seems like an
inspiration.
inspiring moment.
Yeah.
So I think you're only rolling 1 die right now.
I only have to roll 1. I don't do
I
this
thought
at
it
advantage.
was still disadvantage.
Oh, it is
plus
disadvantage,
10.
but you get yep, totally. It's true.
I'm on a lot of 19s. So this is a 16 plus 4 is a 20.
Okay, and so you made 2 eyes and then the mouth, and the mouth was the one that
I got that you're like hitting.
cut her bond.
And we all
Hitting
like
Sparky in the
we all
eye.
see like the camera pan away and Farron visibly be like,
So
Third time's a charm.
so two pieces of good news. Reflexively, you just sort of like loop your hand underneath Sparky as she kind of falls into your arms. The second piece of good news is that because you couldn't see exactly what was going on with the bonding on her ankles, they are in fact just tied. It ties her ankles together. They're not rooted to the tree. So Sparky is free, and you now have her.
Got her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
the rope now has no reactions until next turn.
Moving on.
It looks shocked.
Yeah, it looks shocked.
So now we're back to Farron.
Okay. So having now Sparky in my arms, and I kind of look up and I'm like, like I didn't actually.
This worked?
I didn't actually think that would work. Like I'm just like, oh
God.
cool. Like I don't say that.
Come back to me.
Don't
But
look at
I
the explosion.
I just take off flying back towards Cat.
Okay.
Grab my darts.
Can you describe
Don't
how
grab my
you
darts.
like?
So you
Kick
always
off
get
the
a
tree.
bonus action on arm strength.
Yes.
But then
Yeah,
so
I mean,
those
I
you
would
get
say
two.
it's similar to the way that you would kick off like a diving board. Like
There's this monk
I think
weapons thing.
I've got her in my arms, and I like almost like duck my head to channel, and then I kind of like zoom like big.
Simple weapon.
And just like before, I need you to make an acrobatics check to navigate through the trees.
Can he do it at advantage if I like catch him?
You have
Damn
inspiration.
it.
No,
It's worth a shot.
Inspiration. Okay. 5. This smells like opportunity. You have to get used to failure. Young. Oodalali. I wonder what will happen. It's more interesting this way.
You hit a branch and drop Sparky. She dies.
I mean, let's just go with that.
No.
No, I'm kidding.
That was said in jest.
I was just trying for one tier.
Okay.
Not all the whole lot, but
Okay.
just one. I was just trying for one. No.
I'll try not to.
So, as you're flying out, couple of things happens. First, one of your wingtips actually grazes one of the trees, throws you off just enough to actually startle you. And you right yourself and everything's fine, except that something weird happens that you were not expecting. And that is that Sparky's body actually goes through the protective circle, and there is a shit ton of resistance. It's almost like you went from air to just water. And so you went and it wrenched you. And now I need you to make an athletics check to keep Sparky in your hands. And this is
Okay.
not a climbing thing, so you're just going to be straight athletics, and you're spiraling down.
1.
You let go of Sparky. Sparky goes tumbling down to the forest floor.
It's better now.
My bad.
Yeah, you're free now. And so
Say hi to your parents for me.
when you got Jesus Christ. So
Too soon.
as you're falling, you take only 4 points of damage. It was actually pretty.
How far away is she from me currently?
Sparky or Farron?
Both of them.
Well, which is Farron's mini?
The guy in the black clothes.
There, I see 2.
The mustachio.
The closer one to the circle. We were in the tree. I'm the little monk robed.
I'm back here.
Okay. So,
If they're coming back this direction, just outside the circle, like within 90 feet, 60, 90 feet.
so you're essentially in the 5 to 10 foot area right outside the circle.
Right out.
Yeah, we are, but we're in a tree.
Yes.
Well, I was in a tree.
Also in a tree.
Sparky, however, fell inside the circle.
I'm just saying, like, I'm tossing up Featherfall as soon as I see them like starting to fall and crash. Like my reaction goes off. And
Oh, got it. Yeah.
that's what I'm doing.
So
see if I have in range for that. That's
so
what I'm saying.
so you don't take that 3 or 4 points of damage or whatever
Okay,
I
great.
said.
Sparky
Because
doesn't either, or whatever happens.
suddenly you just float to the ground.
I'm also wondering if I still have the rope bound around my wrist that's connected to Sparky.
I'm gonna say that if it was, the fall made it break free. Yeah.
Spiraled out or something like that.
Totally. So Sparky fell on the inside the circle. You fell outside the circle, and you are now surrounded by at least 3 of those creatures, and more are coming. There you go.
Very slow.
Because you do fall 60 feet around with Featherfall, so it prevented damage, but it does not prevent noise. And
Good.
the orcs are next. So you hear shouts of frustration from Faye. And you saw her sort of like grab her spear that's leaning up against the tree, and she starts like for like 3 steps she was hurrying forward, but then she sees that and she slows her roll, takes a deep breath, and says, "These are not friends of our people. They get inside the circle again, kill them." And
So much for diplomacy.
and then the rest of
I
let's see,
tried.
the warriors that are inside the circle, the 2 that are up front, they are going to fire 2 arrows. You're on the ground, so that would not be smart of them to do that. So they are going to actually fire at you.
Okay.
So and I have cards going everywhere. So are you hit by a 21?
Is there any cover in the trees? Curiosity.
Yeah, I'll give Keth a +2 to AC for cover.
Still
Hit-
guessing it's going to hit.
Hit by 21.
Yes, but 1 second. I can use my reaction to deflect or catch a missile when I'm hit by a ranged weapon attack. When I do so, the damage is reduced by 1d10 plus my dex plus my monk level.
Nice.
Right.
If I reduce it to 0, I can catch it, and then I can make a missile attack with it back.
So here's
Cool.
the damage. You take 5 points of damage.
Okay, so 1d10. So that's 1, plus I'm level 3, so that's 4, plus my dex is 2, so that's 6. So that's more than 0, so I catch it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
the first one. And
And now you get to whip it right back at them.
Back
If
to
I
them,
spend a
you
key
may-
point, I can throw it back and make a ranged attack with it.
are you doing that?
No, because I'm guessing it's an arrow, so I'd be doing
Yeah.
that at like a huge disadvantage. I'd rather just keep my key points.
Yeah. So you either catch
I
it,
just like catch it and I go and drop it.
and that moment of
stab it in the tree.
oh yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Was just enough of an opportunity for a second arrow to come in.
Yeah.
Are you hit by a 19?
Yes.
Even with
Damn,
the
I was trying
plus,
to look cool.
even with the +2 to your AC.
Yeah, my AC is 15 with
Cool.
the +2.
So you snap it and you're like, 4 damage. So yeah, so that
We've never
grazes you.
done that before.
That
Oh,
grazes
God.
you for 4. Keth, it is now your turn.
All right, so I'm just gonna shoot back at Faye and say, we're not trying to fight you. We thought if we took Sparky away, the things would follow her. And we were trying to be quiet while we were out here, so we didn't get attacked by these things. And you keep fucking yelling at us. So let us try to help you and stop trying to make the situation more difficult for yourself.
Interesting. So go ahead and make a persuasion check. And I would say if it was any other person, I would say disadvantage. But because you are their people, yeah, just go ahead and make a straight persuasion.
9.
You just sound a little too angry and like volatile. For
We're
her.
trying to save them, and then you just shot my friend.
Yeah.
You just shot me. We're trying to save you, and you just shot me. Of course, I'm angry at you.
Yeah. And absolutely, but it's like you're now playing like reaction ping pong, you know?
Yeah.
And that's so.
You sound
Faye, our
emotional.
Kesha Ramalk sent us to save you. We're here to help. Sparky's life is not more than yours.
I believe it is Ferg's turn.
Can I do anything? I can't move or anything?
Well, what would you like? Do you want to move?
Is the top of the circle open?
The top of this. What do you mean the top of the
Like,
circle?
can I get into the thing like Farron did?
You can. It's going to be yeah.
All right, so I would like to put all of my weapons away,
Mhm.
and I would like to walk and jump into the circle and just sit crisscrossed in front of Faye and say, "Attack me if you wish, for Mulk has sent me as a messenger, and you're attacking the Black Fang if you do so."
Ooh.
And I end my turn.
Yeah.
Got it.
Wow.
And I'm just sitting there. Right there. And I'm still as tall as her.
Ferg.
High drama.
'Cause she's a little kid.
So I said I was 50 feet away. Baron is in. Damn it. All right.
Oh, buddy. Stomach grumbles.
Yeah, it's definitely me.
My people are going to kill me.
Your people are not going to kill you because I am going to turn this into a fucking foam party
Yes!
of
Party. Oops.
blobtars.
Oh,
That got me a little bit
What
too.
Rowan said.
I just
Yeah.
drank beer foam right before you said that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
an old German. beer.
so
Old German beer foam.
Berg, thanks to all of this learning from Zeph, goes into quiet rage. We're going to move 30 feet,
Mhm.
bonus action, dash up to the up to where Farron is,
Mhm.
and swing away at the closest blob tar.
Well, you've got 3 that are pretty much equidistant, so
So whichever, we'll swing at the first one in front
Okay.
of us.
sounds great.
Please, 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 no curses.
Your dice just straight hopped on that book.
It did. It did.
Are you hit by a 12?
I am hit by a 12.
Awesome sauces.
House.
I mean, my sauces, which are all the creatures, are not very awesome.
Oh no, your sauces are really gross and undead,
Yeah,
but
Ugh, no more sauce talk.
That's what she said.
that's why I'm
So
gonna.
foamy, saucy, grossy.
Guys, what did you just say?
Sloshy.
I'm just reiterating to make it clear. In case you're all curious.
You take 13 points of damage.
Damn.
So,
Ragey.
Ooh, yeah, you get your plus something too right now.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's +5 total.
how do you dispatch this thing? And also, just keep in mind, it's sort of very not human anatomy anymore.
Literally just turn it into a loogie on just straight down.
So
Using
upsetting.
using the weighted rock end of the stone pencil, just like smear it right into the forest floor.
Butter your bread.
Loogie on the forest
Butter
floor.
their bones to make your bread.
Yes.
When you strike it, there is this unmistakable. I don't want to call it a howl. I want to call it a quadraphonic, sort of
Stereophonic sounds
quadraphonic
spectacular.
call of suffering that
calling all the others?
emanates from the creature itself, almost like it's coming from not the creature, but some kind of weird space that it inhabits.
Do I feel like the orc that it used to be is maybe released?
You have no way to tell that one.
Yeah.
Is it like not fully in our realm of like matter?
I don't know. It's a loogie on the forest floor.
I mean, that's
not
definitely
anywhere.
now.
Yeah.
Okay, so Faye. Yeah. You can tell that whatever restraint that you're using
Mm-hmm.
to like
Not be angry right now.
to not be basically like hacking at her, she's absolutely using the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, the only real difference is that her age. She's 12 years old.
Yeah. So it's more impressive from her because
Trying-
orcs are angry people.
Try and ground her.
And
That will not go well.
Take away for video games.
I used to get grounded from books.
My mom did that to me once, and it was like, y'all know how much I read. Like,
Yeah.
that was the cruelest thing ever.
I'd always do it to myself because I'm such like so angry. I'd be like, fine, take TV away.
and she comes up to you
Mhm.
and grabs the sort of towel of your cloak,
I do not react.
and she just squeezes. Just you can feel your clothes tightening,
Mhm.
and you can see this like insane vein about ready to pop on her forehead,
Mhm.
and she pulls you in, and she just says, and then she lets go wordlessly
Mm-hmm.
and lays her hands on both of your shoulders in a sort of gentle way that would indicate, I don't want to hurt you either.
Mm-hmm.
And tears begin to stream down her face, and there's a lot of noise now. Like the orcs are sort of like in orcish, like, what do we do? We should wait for Faye's orders. They're our enemies. She said it themselves. You know, that kind of thing. There's all this sort of commotion happening. There's like nobody can make up their mind right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
kind of like
and Faye just like kind of inside of all of that hullabaloo, there's a lot of noise. She leans in really close and she goes, don't know what to do. And you can, in that moment, it's like, there's the 12-year-old.
Yeah, no, totally. So can I like react to her for like a second, just for like cinematics? Like,
Sure.
Okay, so Keth is gonna get on one knee and say like, our swords are yours. We can do this together, and kind of like stand up and like draw a weapon and like kind of just like show like strength to all the other orcs and like kind of put himself like behind Faye to be like, she's got this, you know, like kind of like, we can do this together. Like, I just came from out there. It's not as bad as you all think it can be. Like, we just need to stand behind our champion and like...
Ceasefire! Ceasefire! Don't hurt them yet. And you could probably like like that yet was maybe like posturing.
Yeah, no, totally.
When Ferg hears that, they yell, shoot the gross things.
Yeah.
They're easy kill.
Clear a path to the trees.
I'm basically going to say that, like, we have able-bodied people here. If we pick a point and all spearhead in a direction, we can save as many of us as possible.
So it's still Faye's turn.
Yeah.
So
well, Faye can say that if you want, but
no, I'm gonna say you just sort of instinctually just piped up and said it.
yeah.
And Faye just says, you heard her. And at that point, I would like you two in the back and you.
Me? Mhm.
Yes, to make a perception check. You're going to be at a disadvantage, however, because there's a lot of noise in your area.
Okay.
So I'm up there.
I did bad both ways.
You what?
I'm up by Farron.
Yes.
Okay.
That is... Oh, you are up by Farron. So
Yeah.
you are also going to be at a disadvantage.
Y'all gotta move your minis for Bill.
Sorry. I'm exactly where my mini
And
shows me.
I know.
to quote our other DM, Scott, if you didn't move your mini,
You're not there.
you're not there.
Yeah.
Scott has me trained.
Perception disadvantage.
You too.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. 20.
Okay.
Nice.
I didn't perceive anything.
No.
23.
Okay. So
We got this.
both of you hear something similar. Kind of a high pitch, reverb heavy kind of a giggling
That's not okay.
with some words.
No.
Now, what language do you speak?
the
Languages, I should
the
say.
polyglot common bit that we have, not
Got
called
it.
common.
Uh-huh.
High Dwarven, which also gives me connect to other bits. Gnomish, Elven, Orcish.
Okay.
Sorry, that's all I got.
And what do you speak as a language?
So
I speak the Common Argo, High Elvish, Orcish and demonic.
Okay.
I don't know
So,
why I chose demonic.
you hear the
Ooh,
giggling,
the vein in our thing.
some words being said that you cannot understand. But looking around, you do not see where it's coming from. Who's saying it?
Does the cadence of the giggle? Oh, we never actually heard.
Buckley.
Never mind.
So after Faye,
Burgess laughed.
time is next.
Yeah.
What would you like to do, time?
Okay. Is that voice still speaking at all? Like,
It was kind of there and gone. A Hobbit's Tale by Bilbo. Oh no, that's not the.
There and back again.
Yeah. But no, it was literally there and gone. You heard it for a second, and then it's just no longer there. The giggle kind of trailed off and maybe got a little distant. And you're also
can I recognize what language it might have been, even though I don't know? Like, I can't speak the language. Like, I've heard enough of things to be like, this sounds like it's a dialect of, or sounds like it's not demonic, but like something. I'm curious.
I don't like to say straight no, but I am going to say no in this case.
Okay.
You don't have any connection or access to this particular language.
Cool. I'm straight up using a spell slot to cast comprehend languages then.
Okay,
When
great.
this thing comes back,
So
yeah.
before you do that, I would like you to, let's see, I have it written down somewhere.
As in I'm not casting it, or
No, you're totally
Okay.
casting it, but this is going to happen before you cast the spell. Need you to make a stealth check, unless you're specifically not being stealthy.
not being stealthy.
Okay, got it. So you cast the spell.
Mhm.
6 of those creatures start to make work in your direction.
Cool.
Um,
I'm up in the tree, so I'm with that for now.
Oh yeah, you climbed a tree. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
2 of them attempt to climb the tree, but do not succeed. Sort of sliding down in a puddle of muck.
I got ways.
And you cast comprehend languages. So when you cast the spell, all is well, all is good, but the voices, you no longer hear them.
Mm-hmm.
So you still are not certain as to what they were saying.
I kind of like call out in a few different languages, like I'll say all of mine one way or another, like what, speak up, and I say that in every language I can, in case like trying to inspire whatever it was, so maybe like speak again at some point, and then I'm just listening.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe climbing a little higher up in the tree. Like
Is that all you're doing?
Yeah, cast a spell, climb a little higher in the tree, shout out.
Got it.
I'll clear the path next turn.
Theron.
In 6 seconds.
So you're on the ground.
Couple obbies.
You have Ferg
No.
standing above you, silently dispatching some of these creatures. The blob creature that he just popped, thank God, like none of that fell on you.
Yeah.
Because it did, in fact, it made a mess.
Is there anything immediately attacking me?
There are those 2 creatures, and you're not entirely sure if they're coming for you or if they're coming for Ferg.
I feel like you described them as moving pretty
Stand up,
darn
get
slow.
out.
They're slow, but they're just currently on top
No, I
of
see.
you. Like
Yeah.
both of them are in range to hit you.
Berg yells at you, stand up, get out.
Is there a path that moves towards Sparky at all?
Yeah. Right next to the circle.
You got to go 5 feet and then go into the circle, and then you would be kind of like right
How
on top
far
of Sparky.
Is Sparky in the circle?
Sparky's the little purple guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it feet wise? Like,
Oh,
what I'm wondering
right
is-
along the circle.
can I just reach and grab the rope and pull Sparky
Absolutely.
out of the circle?
Absolutely. So first, before that, a couple of things. One, so you've got 2 of those creatures kind of right on top of you and Ferg.
Mhm.
You see another 5 beelining towards you. By beelining, I mean they move 15 feet around. Like
Yeah.
they're slow as fuck, right? So, but they are moving towards
Sorry.
you.
Schlep steps.
And I will actually say that. Ooh,
Is it misfire, Bill?
it was a misfire. One of them actually. Yeah. Anyway, I'll stop there. 5 of them are coming at you. So you're going to move 5 feet.
Yeah, like I want to move. I want to grab the rope, haul the kid out of there, and then basically get behind Ferg.
Okay. So you
I would say fly straight up.
you begin to move that way. The
That
idea
too.
is solid in your mind. I would like you to make an intelligence.
But I'm not very smart.
So is that a -1?
Oh, -2.
-2?
It's
12.
Still good.
It's still good and it's enough. So you move 5 feet, you grab her rope, and in that 5 feet, one of the 2 creatures that are standing over you, you move far enough away that it is going to mindlessly sort of like try to slam its sort of meaty, blobby fists down on you. And are you hit by a 7? Probably not.
No.
Okay. So it just sort of like slowly grasps out and misses you completely.
Sloth.
You grab the rope and then you see the circle. Now the circle is made from some kind of compound variants of like sand, ground mycelium, other sparkly bits. That are sort of like shining in the light that the little light that exists in the Kashar that's kind of coming through the thicket of the trees, and you realize, oh shit, I've heard of these. You break the circle, the whole circle becomes inert and obsolete. You don't want to drag Sparky over.
What does that mean, inert and not?
It means that suddenly the circle that's holding all these creatures back, they can just come on in and have a feast.
It's like in Supernatural when you break the pentagram.
Yeah,
And then the
don't
demon kills you.
Salt line.
don't break
Yeah,
the
salt
circle.
line. Don't break the
So
salt.
can't I just like haul her over without dragging her through?
Yes, you absolutely can.
Okay.
So all I would like from you is just a very simple acrobatics check, and you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, is that an 18?
18.
Yeah, on the die. Yeah, totally. So it was you get up, you move 5 feet, the creature swipes at you, and you just hop over and scoop Sparky up in like a twirl, and then
shoot up into the tree.
and then you go and then you fly straight up. Okay, so
And when
was-
Farron's doing that, I want to say like to Faye, like we'll see if they follow Sparky, like as if this is part of our plan. Just to not make any angry.
We're cool.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Okay.
Like let's see if they follow Sparky. Like
And by the way, after this battle's done, I'm definitely giving you an inspiration point because, and the reason why is
I know I
because
steamrolled over my persuasion check. I'm sorry.
Well, you what?
I kind of steamrolled over my persuasion check, and I'm sorry, but I was just
that's
like,
why
I do not want
that's
to
why
fight.
I'm giving you the inspiration.
Okay.
I'm giving you inspiration because your role playing actually convinced me, even despite the shitty roll.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
So
You beat statistics out.
yeah, you beat
Good job.
statistics.
It's like I don't want to kill the last
You
Moonjaws.
beat statistics via awesomeness.
Yeah, no, that was
Or be killed by the
You
last
really
one.
acted as a
Baller.
monk.
Aw,
I do what I can.
so humble.
Okay, so anyway, and then you just so I'm gonna say that because you had to get up, that's half your movement. You move 5 feet. You can only really get up about 10 feet, and you're done.
Okay.
That's all I need.
But that is enough to kind of get out of harm's way. Perfect. After Theron are the orcs. So the orcs,
arrows at the blob tars.
yeah. So
Clear path to trees.
basically rolling a roll, and I want to clue you in on the roll that I'm thinking of. It's kind of an old school morale roll from second edition D&D, but it's a little different. So some of the orcs may or may not see Faye's sort of leadership cracking, and that interaction that you and she had was I don't know, may or may not have sat well with some of them. So if I roll a 5 or less, then some of them are going to attack you because they, inside of the confusion, inside of not agreeing with what's happening, inside of they just don't know what's happening, but they're going to attack who they think the enemy is.
Okay.
Okay. and I rolled an 11.
It went 4 and then went 11.
Yes, actually, I caught another one. It went 1, 4, 11. It was very weird.
Statistics.
So they all kind of hold to their leadership, and they don't attack you. They begin to fire arrows out, and I'm gonna say one arrow hits the blobbity blob.
Which there's a lot of blobbity blobs.
So arrow kind of sticks in one of the blobs, sort of head and kind of down into its neck, but it's still coming for you. It's one of the ones around you.
Oh, one of those ones.
And then that. Orcs want to do anything else? The druids maintain their chanting, keeping the ritual in place, and whatever other two. Actually, I'm going to roll another attack roll. Yeah, he hits you. So that blob basically disintegrates. That same kind of like quadraphonic, like howl of suffering emanates before it dissipates and just kind of melts. We are on Keth.
Okay, so Keth is gonna turn to Faye and say, organize people in a way that you think would protect those who are helpless the most in a situation where we all run for it, right? Like, let's organize. And then Keth is gonna step up to the edge of the circle where his friends are. Can I like swing a blade through the like across the circle? Like,
you don't know.
Okay, I want to stay on this side of the circle and try to hit the one that just did the reaction at Farron.
Absolutely.
With my staff.
What do I need from you is a simple attack roll.
Okay.
And then following up, I need a reflex saving throw.
Dex, okay.
Or dex saving throw, yeah.
No, I wasn't trying to correct you. I just
No, you should correct me because
fixing
I do
my
that all the
brain. Does a 16 hit it?
Definitely.
Okay, and then you said I need a dex save?
Well, roll damage first, but
okay, well, yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
8. That is going to be 10 damage.
Okay. So the creature takes 10 damage, is still up. Its head is sort of like cleaved in two, but it's still.
And then as I like come back, I'm going to like let go with one hand and uppercut.
Okay, but what did you get on the reflex save?
Oh, I got a 6.
You scuff the circle, and the circle powers down.
It.
And then you uppercut. Go for it.
All right. And I'm just going to say run for it as I uppercut it, like as I feel the circle go down.
Yeah. And like all 4 druids are like this. So anyway, yeah, uppercut it.
Oh, right. That definitely hits it.
That hits. Roll damage.
4 damage.
You basically explode the remainder of its head. That quadraphonic howl of suffering melts. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you touch it.
A con save?
Uh-huh.
Oh, because I touched it with my hand.
Uh-huh.
Gross.
Don't touch it with your...
Me!
I'm wearing fingerless gloves. Did that help? 7. Oh,
So
man, I'm going to go like Amara did, aren't I?
First off, I will say that at this point, you start to see double. Your stomach starts to rumble, even worse than mine just did earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And you get these really intense gut pains.
I forgot that when they were touching the dead bodies, more of them are being created. I don't know why I punched one, guys. I don't know why I punched one.
And
you can use your monk weapons too for that.
I know.
And then
can I?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're the equivalent of poisoned right now. You have the poisoned condition.
Okay.
Okay. And we're going to take a little bit of a break.
Okay.
Right there.
Wait, before we take a break, can I finish my turn?
You can.
Okay. I am going to I'm going to tell everybody not to touch them because I feel like shit, and
You hear,
Duh.
I forgot.
Ferg just looks at you and is like, the fuck?
Why did you punch it?
No, poke things with a stick if you don't want to.
Yeah, and I have 40 feet of movement, so I just want to start like,
And I apologize. You're not poisoned. You gain 1 level of exhaustion.
I get. That's way worse than being poisoned. I'd much rather be poisoned.
Actually, poison's pretty horrible.
Not if every time I touch this thing, I'm gonna get a level of exhaustion. I beg to differ on this one.
just don't do it anymore. Duh.
Don't let it touch me either.
Yeah.
And then I would like to move
touch it, it'll burn you.
my 40 feet of movement, and I just want to start like moving away from my group of friends and into the fray of them a little bit. But like, okay, so they're like 10 feet out, right? So basically, like, I'm assuming everyone's gonna go that way, and everyone's right here. I just want to kind of move like through them, and I'm okay if like they get an attack of opportunity or whatever, and just start like yelling from 40 feet away over here.
What are you yelling?
I'm going to...
Come fucking fuck with me, fuckers.
In Orcish, which
In
sounds
Orcish.
really classy.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll a d6. That's how many attacks of opportunity you get.
Okay. 3.
Oh.
It's okay. Hit me.
Hit me.
That's the idea. Are you hit
Ferg
by
yells
18?
back, you got
Yes.
this.
Okay, the other one does not hit you, and the other one does not hit you.
Cool.
So you... I think sorry. Let's see here.
I have a lot of movement. I figure if I double move, I can kite these fuckers.
So you take
Yeah.
4 points
Okay.
of meaty, wet bludgeoning damage, and you immediately gain the 2nd level of exhaustion.
Mhm.
And in that moment, you realize that you are dying, or maybe worse, and that's where we'll take a break.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, did any of them start following me as I was yelling? Like, did it seem like they're
Oh yeah,
paying attention to me?
they're after you like
Okay.
I'm
going
Gosh.
for like a Woody Harrelson moment in Zombieland right now.
Totally.
You know? Like
Totally. All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.